They say the most dangerous roads aren't the ones with the steepest cliffs or the sharpest turns. They're the ones that lure you in with beauty, first long stretches of smooth asphalt, wide open skies, and scenery so breathtaking you forget, for just a second, that death can live in the shadows. That's what makes Route 191 so deadly. Riders don't fear it because it looks dangerous. They fear it because it doesn't. At first glance, Route 191 is a dream. A winding highway cutting through Arizona's vast, rugged wilderness. The official maps call it a scenic byway. Locals call it a tourist route. But bikers have another name for it. They call it the Devil's Backbone. A road that feels alive, a serpent twisting through the mountains, waiting for the moment a rider lets his guard down. The first thing riders notice is the wind. Not the gentle push you expect on mountain roads, but something stranger. On Route 191, the wind doesn't blow from left or right, it swirls. It curls under your wheels, presses against your shoulders, slips into your helmet vents like fingers. Old riders say the wind feels curious, like it's trying to figure out who you are and whether you belong there. The second thing they notice is the silence. Even with your engine roaring at 5,000 RPM, there are moments, brief, chilling moments, where everything feels muted. Tires glide instead of grip. The road hum disappears. Your heartbeat becomes the loudest sound inside your helmet. Riders swear the air becomes heavier, thicker, as if the atmosphere itself is pressing against them. Then there are the curves. Route 191 has 459 of them in just 100 miles, some so tight they feel carved by hand. Each turn drops off into sheer cliffs with no guardrails to catch you. One mistake, a second too late on the brake, one patch of loose gravel, and you're gone. No time to react, no chance to recover. Just empty space waiting below. But the stories that haunt Route 191 aren't about the cliffs. They're about the things that happen before a rider goes off the edge. In 2007, a veteran rider named Thomas Grinder Hall led a group of 6 Harleys through the mountains at sunrise. The footage from his handlebar-mounted camera shows a perfect ride, clean lines, disciplined formation, the kind of smooth control only decades on the road can teach. But 15 minutes into the run, something changes. The light flickers. The sky dims for a moment, as if a cloud passed over the sun. But there was no cloud. The shadows stretch unnaturally across the pavement, and the wind grows still, unnaturally still. Then the bikes start to drift. One by one, you can see their handlebars shake, lightly at first, then violently. Grinder's voice crackles through the radio. Hold steady. We've got crosswinds. But here's the thing, there were no crosswinds. Every survivor confirmed it. The trees weren't moving. The dust wasn't blowing. The air was dead silent, yet the bikes kept sliding sideways, as if the pavement itself tilted beneath them. Seconds later, one rider disappears from the frame. No skid marks, no brake squeal. Just a sudden drop, like he fell through the world. The group didn't find his body for 2 days. Bikers know the risks of mountain riding. They accept the danger. But what they don't accept what they can. Explain are the reports from dozens of riders who say they saw something impossible. The road changing shape. Not literally, but perceptually. Riders describe curves appearing closer than they should be. Distances shrinking, shadows moving along the ground in ways that don't match the sunlight. One rider compared it to riding inside a heat mirage that wants to kill you. And then there's the phenomenon locals call the Whispering Zone. 30 miles into the route, deep in the mountain corridor, where the canyon walls narrow and the sunlight barely reaches the asphalt, riders report hearing voices. Not screams, not ghost stories, just whispers. Soft, indistinct murmurs that slip into your helmet as if someone is riding beside you. Some say it sounds like a warning. Others say It sounds like a lure. One rider swore he heard his own name, whispered just before he lost control and slid across the pavement. Scientists blame acoustics. Bikers blame something older. But the most chilling story came from a biker named Elena Ruiz, a woman who had ridden through storms, deserts, and every major MC territory west of the Rockies. Elena is known for one thing: she doesn't scare easily. Yet Route 191 broke her. Not because she crashed, she didn't. Not because she lost control, she maintained perfect lines the whole way. But because of what happened at the overlook near mile 87, Elena says she saw a bike in Old Harley, rusted, discolored, missing half its parts, sitting on the cliff edge. No rider, no tracks, no explanation for how it got there. As she approached, the engine coughed to life. Not fully, just a single turn. A mechanical breath, as if the bike had been waiting. She didn't stay long enough to find out if it would breathe again. When she reached town, she parked her Harley, took off her helmet, and said quietly, "That road knows we're there. And it decides who gets out." Some riders believe Route 191 is cursed. Others think it's just physics-complex wind tunnels, shifting temperatures, optical illusions, sensory overload. But most bikers agree on one thing: the road feels personal, as if it chooses its victims with intention rather than accident. Every year, riders return, not out of bravado, but out of reverence. Out of the same instinct that drives climbers up Everest or sailors into violent seas. They want to feel alive in a place that doesn't forgive mistakes. A place that reminds them how thin the line is between control and chaos, life and death, man and mountain. And that is why, even today, even after countless accidents and countless warnings, Route 191 remains one of the most feared and respected roads in the biker world. A road that bends steel, breaks tires, tricks the senses, and whispers to those who dare to travel its spine. If you want more true biker legends, more roads that challenge the mind, the machine, and the soul, subscribe and ride with us. Because in the next episode, we explore a story far darker than Route 191. A tale not about roads, but about brotherhood. A rule whispered in every motorcycle club across America. A rule that, once broken, can get a rider erased from history. Coming next, the Brotherhood rule nobody talks about.